to my YouTube channel. So yes, as promised, this video is a continuation of the previous video. On this video we'll be looking at or explaining Act 1 Scene 1 of My Children My Africa. So yes, please do subscribe, like and comment and share with your fellow classmates. Yes, so now let's look at Act 1 Scene 1, The Great Debate. The play opens with a lively debate between black learners from Zolile High School and white learners from Kamdibu Girls High School. Tammy Mbikwana and Isabel Dyson are in a heated argument. Remember, when people are having a debate, they are bound to have an argument because the other one will be against the topic. On the other hand, the other one will be in favor of the topic. So Tammy and Isabel are in a heated argument and Mr. M interrupts them to explain what a debate is. The topic of the debate is that in view of essential physical and psychological differences between men and women, there should be correspondingly different educational syllabuses for the two sexes. In simple terms, the topic of the debate is that since there are physical and psychological differences between men and women, there should be given different types of education. There should be different types of educational syllabuses between the two genders. That's what the topic is about. The debate topic is about, all right? So during the debate, Tammy chooses to present a shocking argument that women's liberation is a Western concept that goes against African values. It is also important to note that Tammy was in favor of the topic. He was in agreement with the topic. On the other hand, Isabel opposed the topic. She was against the topic. So during the debate, with the topic at hand, Tammy chooses to present a shocking argument that women's liberation is a Western concept that goes against African values. In simple terms, Tammy's argument during the debate is of the idea that equal rights and opportunities, that is liberation, equal rights and opportunities for women is a Western concept that goes against African values. When we talk about a Western concept, we are talking about belief systems, traditional systems or customs from the West, from the European civilization. One may put it that way. So yes, Isabel then argues that Africa no longer lives in the past, that in modern society, intelligence is more important than brute strength. Therefore, women can follow careers that require intelligence. For example, they can become computer scientists and astronauts. After the debate, Isabel and Tammy get to know each other better. They enjoy each other's company. Tammy finds out that Isabel's family owns a chemist and that Isabel enjoys education and she also wants to pursue journalism as a career. Isabel finds out that Tammy was sent to this rural town to keep him safe from the big city. His father, Tammy's father, works on the railways and his mother is a domestic worker in the city. Tammy also reveals that he no longer enjoys school and that he does not want Mr. M to interfere in his life. So that's what we find from this scene 1, the great debate. There was a lively debate between learners, black learners from Zolile High School and white learners from Kamdibu Girls High School. The topic of the debate was that in view of essential physical and psychological differences between men and women, there should be correspondingly different educational syllabuses for the two sexes. Tammy was in favor of the topic. Tammy was in agreement with the topic, whereas Isabel, on the other hand, opposed the topic. Isabel was against the topic at hand. After the debate, Tammy and Isabel got to know each other. So that's what is happening in Act 1, Scene 1. So now let's move on and look at the comments on Act 1, Scene 1. The comments are very important. Please do read the comments as well, because these comments help to highlight some of the important parts of the scene. So yeah, let's get into the comments of Act 1, Scene 1. So now the main function of this opening is to introduce the characters. Yes, we have been introduced to the characters Tammy, Isabel, and Mr. M from this scene, and some of the main themes of the play. The audience is also given a few glimpses of the potential conflicts that could develop in the play. As an audience, the few glimpses that we got from this scene, the glimpses of potential conflicts that can develop in the play, is Tammy asserting that he does not enjoy school anymore and he does not want Mr. M to interfere in his life. That's one of the potential conflicts that could develop in the play that we got from Act 1, Scene 1. I hope we are together. We learn that Mr. M is a passionate and enthusiastic teacher who insists on order and who admires intelligence. We also learn that Tammy is an intelligent, popular learner in Standard 10 metric. Isabel picks up that Tammy is Mr. M's favorite student. Remember, Mr. M admired intelligence, and now we find that Tammy was one of the brightest students at Zolile High School. So he was Mr. M's favorite. So yes, Isabel picks up that Tammy is Mr. M's favorite student, but Tammy's reaction hints at the conflicts that will follow between the teacher and the learner. Tammy says, I don't listen to what he says. He is talking about Mr. M. I don't listen to what he says and I don't do what he says. Tammy's reaction to Mr. M establishes the theme of generational conflict, which will develop during the course of the play. So when we talk about a generational conflict, let's first look at Mr. M and Tammy. They are obviously from two different generations, right? So yes, when we talk about a generational conflict, we are referring to a conflict that arises whenever the interests of or ideas of one generation collide openly with those of another. So Tammy's interest, as well as Mr. M's interest and ideas, they collide with one another because Mr. M admires intelligence. On the other hand, Tammy says he no longer enjoys education, he no longer enjoys school, and he does not want Mr. M to interfere in his life. So this symbolizes a potential generational conflict that may develop as we go on with the play or as we go on reading the book. I hope we are still together, and I hope that I have not lost you. If you are a bit lost, please feel free to comment down below, and then I will provide some clarification. Alright, we are almost done. We see the immediate attraction between Isabel and Tammy. The scene ends with the stage direction that says, it is obvious that they both want to prolong their conversation. Tammy and Isabel both want to prolong their conversation. However, the scene makes it clear that the teenagers come from very different backgrounds and that this has the potential to create conflict between them. Yes, from this scene we find out that Isabel's parents, they own a chemist, whereas Tammy's parents, his father works on the railway, his mother is a domestic worker, so that there's a difference between the background of these two students. Tammy and Isabel's dramatically different attitude to school capture another theme that will be central to the play: the devastating effects that an unequal education has on black learners in South Africa during the apartheid years. Remember when we first spoke about the summary, we said the setting where this story is taking place is during apartheid South Africa in 1984, whereby there was inequalities between races, between black and white people. So the inequalities affected Tammy negatively to an extent that he no longer enjoyed school. He no longer enjoyed school just like Isabel. So yes, the devastating effects that unequal education has on black learners in South Africa during the apartheid years. So yes, that is how Act 1 Scene 1 ends. I hope this was helpful. On the next video, I'll be looking at Act 1 Scene 2. Yes, that's it for now. Please, if you do have some questions, just comment down below and then I'll get back to you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your fellow classmates. This might come in handy to them as well. Yes, that's it for today. Stay safe.